This is an updated assembly video for the PHLster DCC kit installed on a Pro Series holster. To start, you'll take your Pro Series holster and take all the hardware off. Modeling off, belt loops off, anything else that's on there off. You want to start here with the bare shell. Your hardware kit will include 2 DCC clips. We have recently changed as standard to the Mod4 Universal version that has vertical slots. We used to use the SHS version that had a larger hole and a larger lateral slot. So these are the updated directions for the Mod4 Universal version of the clip. From the Pro Series hardware that you take off, you will need to hang on to the mod wing and the 2 little brass bushings that we call eyelets. They go in the mod wing holes as part of this assembly. Your mod wing should have come with 2 different height inserts. I have the short insert installed here and the tall insert in my hand. For assembling a Pro Series with DCCs, I recommend installing the short insert on the mod wing. It'll make it a little easier for your belt to route through the clip and across the mod wing when you go to put it on. Hardware you'll get in the kit. You'll get 2 3/4 inch flathead truss screws, 2 1/2 inch screw posts, 2 1/4 inch rigid nylon spacers, and then you'll have 4 each of the 1/4 inch screws, 3/16 screw posts, and 1/8 inch rubber washers. Some of this hardware is extra and is only needed if you're assembling these DCCs onto a floodlight. So I'm going to take 2 of the washers, 2 of the screw posts, and 2 of the 1/4 inch screws away. We will not be using them for our Pro Series assembly. So 1 DCC is going to mount to this set of slots and the other one is going to mount on top of the mod wing, sharing this set of holes. I'm going to do the shell mounted one first. I'll take a 3/16 screw post, put it inside, put it up through the slot, and press one of the rubber washers over it. That will keep the screw post in place. Put my second screw post in, the second slot, press a washer over it. Then I'm going to use my thumb to hold the DCC in place while I put my screws in. You can use a handheld screwdriver or you can use an electric driver as long as you do not over torque it. I recommend using an electric driver only to start the assembly and then finish tightening everything with a screwdriver so you can get everything nice and hand tight but not crush anything. Your second DCC. I start with the DCC in my hand and I drop the 3/4 inch screws through it. Then I turn it on its side and pin those with my finger so they don't fall out. And I take my 2 rigid nylon spacers and slide them sideways onto those screws, keeping it tipped a little bit so that they don't fall back off. Then I take my 2 brass eyelet bushings and I set those in the holes on my mod wing, and I pick up the mod wing and then I put it onto those screws. This is my whole hardware stack, so the screws are poking up through it, keeping everything aligned. I'm going to take my holster shell and line it up over those screws so I see the screws through the eyelet holes, and then take my screw post and set it in there, and then just get a few turns on the screw so it won't fall out. Put my second screw post in, get a few turns on the screw so it won't fall out, and then I can gradually snug everything down, and then I'm going to finish by hand tightening. Because these have slots in them, you can adjust the clips up or down together, or you can offset them slightly if you want a little bit of cant. The SHS version of the clip allowed more swiveling left and right than the Universal version does. So it was more adjustable for cant, but less adjustable for ride height. For appendix carry, we find a lot of our customers see that even the most subtle differences in adjustment in ride height can make a big difference in their comfort and concealment. So now that everything is attached, now I just have to make sure my 2 clips are level, and then I'm going to snug them down by hand and I'll be done. And I apparently left my screwdriver at the other bench, so I'm going to lightly tighten them very gently with the electric driver, holding the clips to make sure they stay at the same height that I want them at. And that is my complete DCC Pro Series assembly.